The Pyramids of Giza. These mighty monuments stood as the tallest structures in the world for thousands of years. Built in the 3rd millennium BCE, over 1,000 years before Tutankhamun, the pyramids were enormous tombs for Egypt's early pharaohs. Their iconic shape has long been synonymous with ancient Egypt. The largest is the Great Pyramid of Khufu. Here, thousands of workers built a level platform on the bedrock to create a flat, square base. They sunk slabs into each corner, cut with a socket to lock the stone blocks above in place. They laid over 2 million blocks in horizontal layers, with gaps for the burial chamber, rough-cut stones and mortar in the core, and regular stones around the edges. Finally, they added a white limestone casing, smoothed and sloped at precisely 51 degrees to complete the true pyramid shape. But the pyramids at Giza weren't Egypt's first pyramids. At least 6 others were attempted before, and they looked very different. Now, archaeologists across Egypt are investigating the mystery of how these iconic structures evolved. Why smooth sides and the specific 51-degree angle were so important. And how the pharaohs managed to build on such a massive scale 4,500 years ago. At Abydos, over 250 miles south of Giza, American archaeologist Matthew Adams and his team are excavating a unique site.
We're working in Abydos, which is one of the most ancient and one of the most important of Egypt's early sites.
Abydos predates the pyramids of Giza and was built at the beginning of Egyptian civilization before 3000 BCE.
It was the first great royal necropolis, like the Valley of the Kings later, or the area of the Giza pyramids. This is where generations of Egypt's first kings built their tombs.
At Giza, the pharaohs had thousands of workers assemble millions of limestone blocks to build their supersized pyramid tombs over several decades. It was an incredible mass effort, all to honor the mighty kings and help them achieve an afterlife, evidence of their immense power. Matthew hopes his work at Abydos can help uncover how the first Egyptian kings and their building projects led to the rise of the pyramids.
How did Egyptian kingship become what it was? With this all-powerful ruler at the apex of society, seemingly able to do things on an inhuman scale. The pyramids certainly strike us that way today.
Matthew first came to work at Abydos as a student when he was just 19.
I'm one of these archaeologists who knew from about the age of 8 that not only was it archaeology, but it was Egypt specifically. A lot of young people become interested in Egypt and pyramids and mummies and so on, but they outgrow it. I never did.
Making sense of the ruins at Abydos is incredibly challenging.
So something like that.
The cemetery was used by kings and commoners throughout the entire history of ancient Egypt. This means nearly 3,500 years of tombs and temples layered over and mixed up with the monuments of the first kings.
It's impossible to get to that early material without also encountering a lot of later stuff.
The only way to get down to Egypt's earliest history is to go very slowly, but the clock is ticking. The excavation season at Abydos is only 8 weeks long, before the summer heat makes working in the desert unbearable.
We have limited time on the ground, so we have to push to get as far as we possibly can.
3 weeks into the dig, it looks like the hard work might be paying off. Under nearly 10 feet of later remains, the team has uncovered 2 long and narrow structures. Built into one of the walls.
Look at that! Wow! Wow! We have here a complete or near complete pottery vessel that's been used as part of the wall construction.
Intact vessels are a dream discovery for any archaeologist.
It's really, really important because it helps give us the date.
The vessel's shape and size can reveal the date it was made. If Matthew can date it to the beginning of Egyptian civilization, he and his team will have reached the monuments of the first kings.